I'm currently on the coast of Ibaraki near Iwate. It's my first ever day of van life, and I'm staying the night at a nearby parking lot with the hopes of catching a sunrise behind this gate on the water. Kamiso-no-torii. Hey, I'm Ryan, just another guy who quit his corporate job to pursue something different. And for me, that something different is returning to Japan to really explore this country off the beaten path. And the best way I figured I could do that is in a camper van. My first goal is to go from Ibaraki, where I bought the van, to Hokkaido for the tail end of hiking season and the start of fall colors. So I got neither a good sunset last night nor a good sunrise this morning, so I just took off up the coast of Ibaraki to my next location. And it's actually been pretty nice. I randomly spotted this gate from the road, so I just turned back and came to see it. That's the beauty of van life. You can just stop whenever, wherever. Japan has many popular gates right on the water, but I guarantee you, just the last two that I've seen in the last 2 days, 99% of people watching have never seen it. I still had a couple hours left of driving when the lights started looking promising, so I pulled over in some rice fields and watched the sunset unfold. A pleasant surprise after a day of just clouds and rain. The next day, I stopped by Funaoka Castle Ruins Park, but not to see or learn about the ruins. In fact, there were no ruins that I could even see. The real reason I was there was for these peculiar flowers, spider lilies. Spider lilies mark the end of summer, as they require cool nights to bloom. Although hot temperatures have persisted well into the end of September here in Japan, so the lilies are blooming a bit late this year. But even if you don't come here for the spider lilies, the park is recognized as one of the 100 best places in Japan to see cherry blossoms, so I definitely recommend checking out if you're near Sendai, as I also didn't see a single other tourist. Alright, the first sneak peek of the inside of the van. I swear I'll do a comprehensive video on this at a later time, but I really need to get rid of a bunch of stuff from the previous owners that I don't need, which I'm hopefully going to do today, and then I'll properly settle in and do a full video on it. Anyway, it's currently September 28, and as you know, I'm heading up to Hokkaido, but the ferries get significantly cheaper starting October 1st, so I have 2 days plus today to kill, and I'm figuring out what my next spot will be. So gonna do that and then get back on the road. And find my next spot I did. Not too far north of Sendai along the coast is Matsushima, which features one of the iconic 3 views of Japan. Although I didn't go to the main cluster of islands, I stopped by Umanose, which means horse's back in Japanese. Although to me, it looks more like a worm if I'm being honest. Regardless of whether it looks like a worm or a horse's back, it made for quite a nice spot to watch the sunset from. The next morning, lo and behold, I finally got some blue skies, and thank goodness, because the next part of the drive was my favorite segment. I'm not taking tolled expressways as they're very expensive. Although it does take much longer to get places, I got to see Tohoku countryside in all its glory. So after a beautiful drive through Iwate Prefecture, I'm now in Morioka City, and I made the last minute decision to go hike Mount Iwate, which is right behind me. Not sure if you'll be able to see it because it's kind of covered in clouds. I was hoping to see a nice sunset here, but still quite beautiful. Morioka is a gem of a little city in Tohoku. But anyway, I'm gonna go find a place to sleep near the base of Mount Iwate, and then tomorrow attempt a pretty big hike. Sunset is currently popping off all around me. Oh, let's turn that down a little bit. Unfortunately, I could not find a good spot to view it with Morioka in it, so I'm just gonna have to enjoy it from this parking lot. It's always how it is in a parking lot, right? So this is where I was parked up for the night, right at the base of Iwate-san. Pretty cool just to be able to sleep in your home and then get going in the morning. But there's only 3 or 4 of us last night in this parking lot, and there's quite a few more now, as you can kind of see. So I better get going, otherwise there's going to be way too many people up there. A quick brekkie of overnight oats, bananas, and nuts. Crazy, it's already looking like fall out here. I thought I'd have all of October in Hokkaido to enjoy the fall colors, and as they migrate south I could chase them into Tohoku, but it's already kind of looking like fall here, so I'm a bit worried my time in Hokkaido might be cut short. Anyway, this is a kind of a doozy of a hike. 1400 meters elevation gain. I haven't been doing a ton of exercise recently with just a lot of driving, a lot of moving around, so hope I'll be okay, but this will be a good warm-up for the hikes in Hokkaido. So, looks like the top has gone completely clouded over, so I doubt I'm going to get any views up there. But we're already halfway through or more, so we're already committed. But regardless of the outcome, I mean, can't complain about being in nature and getting some much needed exercise. Look at that blue sky contrasted by the fall colors. Oh man. Every time I look down from where I came from on a hike, it just makes me realize, damn, I just did that. And you know, humans aren't as powerful or have insane physical abilities that help us survive in the wild compared to other animals. But you know, when you put your mind to it, it's crazy what just 2 little human legs can do. And I think that's amazing. It's freaking freezing up here, so I'm gonna head back down. Alright, so I'm now in Hokkaido. After Mount Iwate, I found a park up between Morioka and Aomori, and the next morning I got off to Aomori and got on the ferry over. Now, the way I travel through Tohoku is not representative of how I'm going to do things. After all, van life for me is really a way to slow travel down and really explore a place. And I didn't get to do that in Tohoku because my primary objective was to get... What is this fly? My primary objective was to get to Hokkaido in time for the fall colors, which they look like they're about to start. And so I'm going to be back in Tohoku and doing a full in-depth exploration of it, maybe in 3 weeks to a month from now, and I just cannot wait. But I'm going to close off the video showing you a couple things here on the ferry because they're different than how ferries are in Canada, so you might find it interesting. And otherwise, I'm here in Hokkaido. I can't wait to see what it brings, and I'm really excited to show you.